Okay, folks, it's your buddy Mike Messier. I just saw a very scary film called The Hatching, titled The Hatching, um, and it's good. So if you're a horror film fan, especially if you like, I don't know if I'd say psychological horror, but thinking man's or thinking woman's horror, I would definitely go with this one. This is not a Cairo syrup movie. This is an intense movie. It's kind of hard to give a review of this movie, The Hatching, without spoilers. So if you're the type of individual that you just want to take my word for it, go see this movie. That's kind of like me. I don't like to read reviews or see other people's reactions. I go to the movie and provide you my reaction and my review. So I say that The Hatching's a good movie to see if you're like horror. If you're um, a person who gets scared easily, or you don't like being scared, you don't like horror movies, I would suggest you don't see this one because this is an intense film. Well, so here we go, folks. What should you know? Well, first of all, this movie is subtitled. It's Finnish, believe it or not. I've never known the Finnish people to be horror minded, but here they are. And so we kind of meet in the opening segments this all Finnish family. I was going to say all American family, but they're the all Finnish family: the mother, the father, the daughter, the son, and the mother in particular is kind of a modern day housewife of Finland. She's trying to make herself a social media star, and she's doing blogs and video blogs about her family and how fucking perfect they are. And of course, that's always a setup. So we start the movie with a bang when these birds, these black birds, somehow attack the house, and these birds are attacking the house. They're making the family lose some expensive glassware items, like items on the walls, are getting knocked off by these crazy birds. And then the daughter, who's older than the brother, the daughter might be 11 or 12, or something like that. She covers one of these black birds with a like a towel or a blanket of some kind, and she's got the bird covered, and she says, "Mother, should I take the bird outside?" And mother says, "No, bring it to me." So the little girl brings the bird underneath the blanket to her mother, and her mother takes the bird and then proceeds to snap its fucking neck. So there's a establishing there that this mother character is really kind of off her rocker. The daughter's growing up with this crazy mother. Uh, the birds come back into it. The bird is actually the very relevant part. That's the hatching part of this movie, is the bird itself. Not the dead bird, but the child of the dead bird that the little girl starts to raise. She goes out. She has like this vision. She brings the dead bird out to the trash can, and then later she goes back to the trash can, and the bird is gone. And then she has this horrible vision, and she ends up like kind of sleepwalking into the woods, where she sees the same bird that she thought her mother killed, but the bird is suffering. So the little girl takes a stone and smashes the bird to bits. Then she realizes, oh my goodness, there's a little egg here, a little egg near the bird that I just put out of its misery, because the bird had a broken neck, but it couldn't fly away. Now, how did the bird get out of the trash can and over there? Well, we don't know. It's movie magic. But the little girl smashes the bird to bits, and then she discovers its egg. Okay. She takes the egg home. She puts it under her fucking teddy bear. She starts raising the egg. In the meantime, the little girl discovers that her mother is having an affair, a liaison. And we later on discover that the father is in full knowing of this, that he's a cuckold, as they say, a Will Smith, as they say. He's allowing his wife to be banged by the handyman, who's a widower and has got his own fucking child. So I mean, there's so many things in this movie. There's the girls' gymnastics competition. Yes, I said that. Somehow it's an integral part of this movie. So there's themes of the mother living vicariously through the daughter, the mother being one of these stage mothers, sports mothers, um, the aforementioned cuckold story, the little brother who is kind of wise to the game. He knows what's going on. and the parents don't want to believe him because they favor the daughter. So a lot of things here in this horror film. Also, what was kind of nice about this film, it was listed at a runtime of 80 minutes, 80. Now, I was late to the theater. I really was very self motivated today. I was doing some writing for my Kindle Vella story, Bad Girls with Good Tattoos. I was just taking care of business, running errands, and so forth. And so I got to the movie a little bit late, but luckily they had a nice, what I like about films that have like a nice kind of slow build intro instead of giving you like the most important scene the first 2 minutes, like they let you build. So I didn't think I missed anything because I was there when the opening credits were going on. But 80-minute movie, nice runtime. You know, this movie theater has 20 minutes of previews, but a very densely packed story for 80 minutes. And the horror of, I guess I'm not giving away too much. I haven't until now, but the creature in this film, because there's different type of horror films, but what's the villain? Is this bird, this hatching that the little girl raises that hatches, and it's this bird that becomes more and more of a monster throughout. So Alfred Hitchcock would be proud. Of course, he was the director of The Birds. This is only one bird, but very scary film. A lot of scary, horrific situations. Like I said, if you're a horror fan, I would suggest it. You don't have to be a fucking snob to see this movie. The subtitles, for what it's worth, like there wasn't. This movie didn't have like huge long dialogue, so um, they did a nice job with the subtitling, is what I'm trying to say, which is always good. So I liked it. I mean, what can I tell you? I enjoyed the film. Okay, I mean, somebody else may not have, but I did. I enjoyed it. I thought it was good. So there you go, folks. Here you go. Look at that movie magic. Thanks for those that are thumbs upping. If you want to comment or have any other question, I know that it's other things are going on in the world. The Amber Heard stuff, I will probably watch that late night. That'll be my late night viewing. Although I do have other things I want to watch, but I have been morbidly curious by this Amber Heard Johnny Depp trial. I will have a little subtopic here for you on that case. So Drew Barrymore, who we all know from everything, you know, I mean, Never Been Kissed and the Drew Barrymore Show and E.T. and everything else that she's done in her career. Uh, but she got in some hot water because she had a guest on. Who was it? The comedian guy, and they were talking. She was kind of talking about this case, this Johnny Depp case, and you know, people were saying that she was making light of the case and oh, it's an abused guy, Johnny Depp, and of course she's, you know, a month ago, and I watched this episode coincidentally. She had a woman that was claiming to be abused by Marilyn Manson, Marilyn Manson's ex. I've been enjoying the trial, John. I've really been enjoying what I've watched. I haven't watched every witness or every friend, but I watched most of Depp's stuff. Like I watched him for hours, him on the stand. Tonight I'm gonna have a late night with Amber Heard. Um, I will say this, and yes, this is patriarchal or misogynistic. I think she's very pretty. Okay, sue me. I mean, I think that's why Johnny fell for her crap, so to speak, in the first place, because cosmetically she's very attractive. I mean, let's be honest. I mean, she's kind of hot. So I mean, and you know, some of the shit that she does, she must be a fucking freak in the bed. Yeah, Mega White. Yeah, yeah. That lawyer. I mean, Depp is hilarious in this, and this is my. I've tweeted this or I've texted this to a few associates who've asked me, Mike, what do you think is going to happen with this Johnny Depp case? I don't think he's going to win the case. I don't think he's going to win any damages. But what I do think is going to happen, and he's going to win the Court of Public Appeal. And I think it's a good strategy because he felt defamed. He felt that Disney was abandoning him because of these accusations circulating around Hollywood. He felt like he was losing probably this young female fan base that, have been finger banging themselves to this guy for 30 years or 40 years. So he had to do something. And I think he's proving himself to be quite the entertainer, and he'll probably have a career resurgence. As far as Amber Heard goes, we'd like to think, oh, she's going to be punished and no one will hire her again. Wake up. She will be hired again. If she has to do some fucking reality TV show, she'll do it. So both of their careers will be helped by this madness. Now, my point about fucking Drew Barrymore is this. Look, folks. I mean, who's that lady, the How You Doing talk show host lady? She's, she does the celebrity gossip and shit. I'm blanking on that lady's name. She's been around forever too. Well, my point is, we're supposed to have fun with this shit. This is pop culture. This is celebrity gossip. And I mean, look, Drew Barrymore's not accused of slapping anybody around or crapping on anybody's bed. So give her a fucking break. I mean, she's doing a goddamn talk show. And what do you do on a talk show? You talk. You talk about current events. So I don't think we need to crucify poor little Drew Barrymore because she was just kind of expressing her morbid curiosity about this case and how crazy it was. And I don't think she was making light of Johnny Depp being abused. I mean, that's not how I fucking interpreted it. But in the society where everybody's walking on fucking glass 24 hours a fucking day, yet at the same time, we elected gentlemen like Donald Trump for president, who's very outspoken and grab him by the pussy and all this other shit. So in some ways, our society is fucking nuts with what it tolerates. And in other ways, we are fucking puritanical when it comes to, Drew Barrymore said some things. Well, give her a fucking break. I mean, you try hosting a goddamn television show with everyone's criticizing. So anyway, I'm defending Drew. And, typically I've been one to speak out against these second generation celebrities, as I call them. You see what I'm saying? Like, I'm not the type that's going to sit there and defend second generation celebrities all the time. Let's see what John has to say. I think, John, I could be wrong, John, but unless I'm forgetting something, I think you're a first-time commenter, so it's good to have you commenting, buddy. And it looks like you're watching on YouTube. I think one of the funniest parts was when they asked Johnny if he was bigger than Amber, and he said, "I wouldn't say that." Well, I don't remember that one, but I'll look into that. He's had a lot of fucking zingers and ringers, and he's talking about the dogs. Like, she was blaming the defecation onto the dogs, and he's basically saying, "Look, I feed these dogs. I know what their defecation is like, and this was not their dog's defecation." And what do you call it? A defecation gift or something? He's just a funny fucking guy. So, I mean, I find it. And the other thing, John, is that this case is taking place in the town of my childhood, Fairfax County, Virginia. I think I've actually been to that fucking court for a couple of traffic things. And I was with a friend of mine who got a bogus traffic ticket at our high school, and I went to testify with him. So I'm quite familiar with Fairfax County, and this is the biggest thing to happen in Fairfax County in years. Okay. So very exciting. A couple of times I've looked into why is this case taking place in Fairfax County, and I keep forgetting. So I don't know, John, if you know the answer, but why is this case of all places being held in Fairfax? It's a big thing for Fairfax. Fairfax is a very affluent neighborhood. It's where the people who work for the government typically live. This is the suburbs of DC. Huge county. Um, and But it's just interesting to me that this case is there. That's all. Beltway stuff. I wonder if Johnny Depp will be going to the Tasty 29. That's like the Tasty 29 is this little fucking diner in the middle of Fairfax, like downtown Fairfax, and it's a place where you go. It's kind of a rite of passage place, late night diner, and fun place. I wonder if Johnny's getting over there, the Denny's, and so forth. I actually saw in Fairfax, believe it or not, John, Iron Sheik defending the WWF title against Chief Jay Strongbow. I was just a small embryo of a child. and seeing a WWF World Title match at the Fairfax High School gym. Okay, during Iron Sheik's very short 1 month title reign, I actually saw one of his title defenses. So very exciting stuff. Jimmy Snuka and Sergeant Slaughter went to a double countout on that show. I believe Paul Orndorff beat Brian Blair. I believe Bob Bradley beat Butcher Vachon. And I believe Tito Santana wrestled somebody. So there you effing have it, folks. So I don't know if you have any more comments, John. It seems like you're the only one that's interacting. That's fine. Let's see. He has a whole fan section outside the courthouse. Well, exactly. I mean, these women, I mean, what can you say? I mean, they just love this fucking guy, this Pirates guy, this, whatever the fuck, 21 Jump Street. I mean, look, the guy's a good actor, Edward Scissorhands and all that shit. Good actor, you know. I mean, he's been a pop culture icon for decades, so you got to give him up. And I did kind of like his opening day when he was kind of talking about his childhood and his crazy fucking mother and his father who just kind of sat there and all this crazy shit. So I mean, it's been kind of a fun ride. I mean, it's been good television. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I mean, here's the only thing, John. When you get wrapped up into stuff like this, like I do, it seems like you have as well. There's just so many hours in the fucking day. So if we're sitting there like appointment viewing, watching Johnny Depp and Amber Heard air their dirty laundry all fucking day and night, then what are we doing with our own lives? You know what I mean? Like, we're not fucking this chick or whatever the fuck. She's not shitting in our bed. So, I mean, kind of living vicariously through this other fuck. You know what I mean? So I do watch it, but at the same time, whenever I watch something on television for more than a few hours, I start to feel guilty. Like I'm just allowing the idiot box to dominate my mind. But then I go see a fucking feature film, and that's 2 hours long. I will be going to the movie theaters this Saturday for a boxing match. Canelo Alvarez, Cinnamon, Sweet Canelo Alvarez will be fighting some other fuck. And I guess he's moving up in weight class and so forth. So it should be interesting. I did go to that Tyson Fury fight. I did a live stream after about that one on the big screen. What most interesting thing, I haven't seen anything, but Tyson Fury and Nagano say they're going to fight each other. Francis Nagano, they say they're going to have some type of hybrid fight, but I haven't heard any details. So in any event, everything's very exciting. I will be going to that Canelo Alvarez fight. I'm excited. Just got back from the Fort Myers Beach International Film Festival. If you need proof that I went to that thing and I was there, you can watch my video of the award ceremony. It's not particularly fascinating, but it's good. I should do a video where I talk about the film festival and some of the better films I saw. So I'll save that for another video. I've had a kind of a weird day, John, in that I'm still fucking hungry. I've eaten a couple of times today, but I just feel like I haven't satiated my need for food. So I'm kind of in this weird spot where it's like I don't necessarily want to invest into another fucking meal, but I'm kind of hungry. So it's like, what do you fucking do? I mean, I guess I should eat something, but then you can't win in these situations, now can you? People are very excited. Bad Girls with Good Tattoos, my latest Amazon Kindle Vella story is unfolding. You can read the first 3 chapters absolutely free. Go to Amazon, look up Bad Girls with Good Tattoos. Of course, Fighter Play Basketball. Emerging Screenwriters has named it a quarterfinalist as a screenplay, and the novel version's available as well, John. So I hope you pick up a copy. Donald Trump said the world is going to be blown to pieces. Well, I don't know, buddy. I mean, look, I found the guy to be entertaining as an entertainer, but it's kind of like I don't think he was really the guy to be president, in my opinion. I don't hold it against him. He's power hungry. It's just, I don't know. I mean, I'm sure if nothing else, you can say the positive thing of Donald Trump being president is that he was such a lightning rod, such a polarizing figure that if people didn't like him, they came out of the woodwork to vote against him the next time. And people that did like him came out of the woodwork to vote for him in 2020. So polarizing figure, but he did teach a lesson to everybody that, you know, if you want better candidates, you got to make them happen. And I'm not a huge Hillary Clinton fan either for other reasons. So when they competed against each other, I'll let you in a little secret, John. I actually voted third party. Okay, in 2016. That's how fucking extreme I get. I voted for someone that didn't have a fucking chance in hell. A guy named Hernandez from Texas. Let's see. Oh, this is interesting. I don't know if this is true or not, John. I kind of like John's takes on things because I don't know if you're bullshitting me or making shit up or whatever, but it's good stuff. Putin has cancer and is trying to take everyone with him. You might be right. You might be right. So anyway, it just people are coming out of the movie theater. They scared me. You can see like when couples come out of the movie theater and they're kind of debating the movie, like they're trying to enforce their opinions on what they just experienced onto the other person. I hate shit like that, to be honest with you. I don't like other people trying to influence my takes on things. Like if I like something, I don't need to fucking agree with somebody else. You don't like it, I do. Let me enjoy it. You know what I mean? Uh Reminds me of, I don't know if you've ever had this situation with people, but like, so you try to order a fucking pizza for a bunch of people and everybody's fighting over which toppings to get. And should we get this crust? Should we get this topping? What the fuck? And then someone's like very opinionated with their fucking opinions. And you're like, okay, okay. And then the person's like, well, I'm only going to have a slice or two. Well, why the fuck then are you dictating everyone else's pizza choice, asshole? He gave up his power to start treatment. I don't know if this is true. Did this happened today? This is shocking developments, John. Fuck. Here I am worried about the state of fucking Amber Heard's shit. And fucking Putin's got cancer and he needs treatments and Ukraine and so forth. So, I mean, very exciting stuff. Okay, folks. I guess I'm going to call it a night. I've been on here for 22 minutes now, and I'm getting a little hungry. I have to decide what I'm going to do with myself. I still have a couple of hours in the tank as far as my energy level. I have been waking up early bird, so to speak, in relation to this film we just saw. I do say go see The Hatching if you're a horror fan. And that's it, folks. Mike Messier. Subscribe to Mike Messier YouTube channel, Fighter Play Basketball, my young adult sports novel. Everyone's very excited. The new book on Amazon Kindle right now. Bad Girls with Good Tattoos. If you like Grindhouse, John, go over there, give it some clicks. I think you'll like it. And of course, A Distance from Avalon. So that's it, folks. Mike Messier. We get some final comments. Have a good night, buddy. You too, buddy. Good to see you, John, and have a good night wherever you are. See you, pal.